Welcome back to another My Tip video. I got the shed door open because it is in the low, I think it's probably the low 80s. I haven't checked, but it's very hot today. And I was outside all day today with my classes, so I'm a little bit sunburnt and tired just from the actual act of being outside all day. I've got plenty of vitamin D, and being as white as I am, getting enough of that vitamin is very quick. The later you are, the quicker that you get it. But today, I have a pretty light session. I'm actually going to keep it light because the last 2 days have been heavy, and I'm kind of tired today. The only thing that I might potentially push up a little bit is the front squats, but I have some weird snatch complex. So it's a no foot, no hook snatch plus no foot hang snatch above the knee. I'm going to do the all no hook. It doesn't specify that, but it will be a difficult complex. It's only at 70 kilos for 3 singles, but it's a 2+1. And then I have no foot, no hook, clean plus pause jerk, 1+2s with those. Those should be pretty easy. They're just at about 100 kilos. And then the front squats, like tentatively like 120 to start. And then I have some pulls and some presses. So a lot of exercises, but that's kind of what I'm doing with the program now is I turned all the sliders up as far as exercise frequency. And then I just take things off as I feel like I'm doing too much. Like yesterday, I took off pulls because I just didn't want to do. It was like 8 singles of clean pulls, and I just didn't feel like working out for longer. I actually mowed the grass a second time because it was so long the other day from the rain that I had to raise up the mower a little bit to actually get through the yard. So I went back and chopped it up even more because it was, spots were raised up because it doesn't cut it as perfect. But do my first warm-up set here. So no hook, no feet, for 2 reps, and then a hang. That's going to be weird. The no hook should allow me to kind of catch it like a CrossFitter. I'm not trying to recatch the hook rep. Let's see how this feels. Sore, but nothing radical. Not a very fun complex. Because it's only 70 kilos, I think I'm just going to go right to 70 and just keep the weights there, even if it tells me to bump up a little bit, because that is a weird complex and not a very fun one, I gotta say. But it's good to do light work sometimes, I suppose. First few days doing the AI again, I was real aggressive with the number that I pushed up, and it's worked out. But it's just because I'm in generally good shape right now. I'm just doing different things like snatch shovels I haven't done, but my condition is good right now. It's the only reason that I was able to hit those heavy numbers. Back squats have helped me quite a bit, so this will be my first working set. Still focusing on that left arm and finishing and punching under. That seems to be helping my snatches. And helping my left shoulder. Hasn't been bothering me, which is nice. Just my right wrist, but when isn't there something that's sore? I don't know what that noise was. Whole shed's falling down. That's really difficult. Hardest part is actually the grip part, maintaining that the whole time and trying to control it on the way down a little bit so I'm not throwing it on the pad and having to do a full reset. But it's a nice little challenge there. Doesn't hurt anything too bad. It's just I'm generally sore, so it is what it is with that. But that was the first working set, so 2 more of those. So my second set of 3 of the same complex. light work, but I suppose this is kind of a technical / recovery session. A big hair right here. And I suppose they're going to give me a nice wrist or a forearm pump as well. Well, it's a good thing I'm doing the technique work. I almost got the hook grip back on it. I just lost focus on that. Didn't finish well enough. All right. Not too big. Not a big deal about that miss. That was when you're just losing focus. I think I was just trying to move it too fast, or I don't even know. I just suck at weightlifting. That's my biggest issue. The goal of this set is to suck a little bit less than the last one, which is always the goal. But again, light, so I should be able to get it if I'm mentally focused enough to do it. And considering these sites I have are cheap ones on Amazon, and they actually work. They're really nice, but because they're not weightlifting specific, the like upper region of like where the bar makes contact does get a bit sensitive because there isn't like any reinforcement there. But I was also not that it's really that important. I just have to not smash the bar against myself for that to happen. But with the aggressive knurling, that's the part that kind of gets me. Not really the middle part, but like on my hip flexors where the knurling kind of will rub a little bit. But I was looking at the hook grip actually has some style or Polish weightlifting pants style pants, which I'm looking to get. Those look pretty nice. They're pretty expensive, but as with anything with hook grip, he always does a good job with whatever sourcing he does for his products and his materials, and they always do. They are always nice. But I might get some of those. And I need some new knee wraps because they work still, but they kind of get frayed. Or not even like frayed, but like some of the stitchings come out because I probably have washed them improperly. And I use them a lot, so I mean, there's also that. My other ones kind of got more frayed. That's why I always wear the red ones, not the white ones. So something I'm doing with the drying process, I think. But as you can tell, I'm very focused for this set. Easy peasy. Grip's the most fatigued thing. That's the hardest part of that hang one. I have no idea what my best no foot hang snatch is. Without a hook, it's that. Because I've never done it before. But yeah, it's a weird. Doing no foot hangs they feel weird, even without the no hook part being added to it. But whew, kind of winded from that. But I'm going to move on to no foot, no hook cleans, plus pause jerks, 1+2s. We'll do 70, just go right to 102. Do my couple working sets there, and then hit some front squats. But we'll just keep it working and spray some bug spray on me. Mosquitoes are eating me. These should be a lot easier on the grip because it's just the one clean. So no foot, no hook clean, plus 2 pause jerks, which I guess will be interesting. I'm making sure this mic is far up and away, making sure I don't break it or pinch myself with it. But the other day I did that 140 no hook, no foot clean plus jerk or pause jerk. So certainly within the capacity to do 102 for a couple of singles, or I guess 1+2s. Hardest part though is when your legs are sore is committing to doing the clean. The pull's always easy, but riding the weight down and back up when your legs are sore, or you're old like me, it's not fun. But this is 70. Clean felt kind of weird. I don't really know why I felt weird, but it's only 70 kilos, so who cares? We're going to go up 102 anyway. Jerks might not feel great. My right wrist is a bit sore, so I moved up, or I tightened the wrist strap a little bit, moved it up a little bit. So hopefully that gives it a little bit more support, but I'm not doing too much clean work, so I should be able to grit through it. So just 102. Should be light, but when you're sore, nothing feels that light. Had a nice mosquito on the side of my head after that first jerk, which is unnerving. I have bug spray on, so I should be all right. I might have to do what I had last year and have a big screen up there. That was the best thing that helped. I just don't feel like buying one yet. But because I'll be lifting out here a lot in the summer, that'd probably be something that's good to invest in. Because while the bug spray helps a lot, sometimes flies just come in. big old flies. As you saw there, I did that. Rep okay. We're just going to hammer these out. No point in stressing about them. Hopefully the mosquitoes leave me alone. Although I am quite sweet, so I'm a tasty treat. That felt better, so got 2 of them down. I'm going to sit down for a minute and then do the last one. Easy work. Starting to get a little sweaty, which, isn't a bad thing, but when you're trying to hold a barbell and you don't want it to be slipping and sliding, that's not as good. I remember I had, a couple years ago, I was doing hang snatches or something, but I had the sweatpants that, if you see, like, when it's cooler out, I usually wear the baggy ones. I had those out in the summer because I don't think I had any like tights that were clean, and they were really light hang snatches at the time. But I was sweating so much that my pants were like gripping the bar, so it just hurt so bad on my like skin to do them. So sweat always scares me in that regard. But with material like this, even if it's cheap, it does kind of wick the moisture. So theoretically, it should be okay, but it's always something I worry about. But so far, right now, I haven't been doing hang snatch for reps, so bar isn't rubbing against my leg. But this is the last set of clean jerks. Then we'll either do some front squats or some back squats. Haven't decided yet. Excuse me. I guess you could say I'm gas powered, but that's what happens. Not much you could do about that. Now that was a cushion there, but during the lift, that was all me. But that was the last lift there. I'm gonna sit for a couple minutes and probably do some front squats, but I'm gonna redo my knee wraps and the side there, either front or back, but we'll decide there. I'm doing the athletic type again under the wrist things, just so the buckle thing isn't pinching. I think I mentioned that in the last video, but yeah, that's it for the weightlifting stuff. So pretty light stuff. So I decided to do back squats instead of front, since I did front the last 2 days, to give my wrist a little bit of a day off, I suppose. I guess the Bulgarian reason for doing back squats. But it's 152 for... Guy's rude. He should know that a guy's in his shed trying to make a video. But I guess that's what happens when you live in the hood. You just hear a little dirt. I don't think it's a motorcycle. I think it's a little dirt bike. But anywho, I'm gonna do back squats. It's like 152 for like 5 doubles or something. So I might push them up. We'll see how they feel. Since I haven't done one since last week, a back squat that is, but they should feel fine. At worst, I'm just doing 152. After that, some clean pulls, and then I'm actually gonna do behind the neck push press instead of regular push press, just because, just like with the front squats, I've done push presses the last 2 days, and I had that little bit of a shoulder twinge on the push presses, so kind of curious how the behind the neck ones will feel. I didn't have any issues doing those jerks or anything, so I'm not particularly worried, and I don't have any pain or anything in my right shoulder, so probably just a random thing. Usually what happens. That's why I ignore most things. All right, we'll do this warm-up set. Well, nothing's too sore, so that's nice. But we'll take the big jump up to 120 and do that single while I get the video running, just because. Oh, why not? Nice thing with 152 kilos is that's 335 pounds. So that means that when I put the yellow on, it'll make that weight precisely, which is always kind of nice when that works out. Because frankly, I was going to go to 152 anyway. I mean, like, it said 150. I'm not loading 150 on the bar for a back squat double. But this was 120. Easy peasy. Do another single here, and then do the doubles up there. Not worry about doing reps on the way up, just because I'm doing enough sets when I'm up there. I do think that because my squat frequency is really high on the app, it's giving me a lot of doubles, which I really like. I love doubles. Anything more, like sets of 5 and stuff, I had been doing them last week as squats, but it was like 1 set of 5. If I had to do multiples, then I feel like those beat me up just so much, straight sets. And I just don't have that motivation to do straight sets of weight. That's why I always push up when I'm doing weights, even in like, or especially for like strength movements. Makes it more motivating. All right. Not too bad. So we'll do the first set of 152 and see how it goes. This is my first working set. I'm going to try to do them not how I did front squats yesterday, but the day before, where they're kind of continuous pulsing reps, because they're just doubles. So I'm going to kind of use that as my, I suppose, limiter. If I'm not able to do that, then I can't increase their weights. Because for me, the 5 reps in reserve, all that is nice, but I kind of treat it as I give it a 5 if I want to go up and kind of regulate it that way, because it's hard to really predict, if I could do 5 more reps or whatever. It never really feels like I could do 5 more of any weight that I do. Even if I do a single 1 week and 5 the next, it wouldn't make any, or I guess that'd be 4 in reserve, but RP and all that is subjective. All right, double. Not too bad, but felt a little heavy. But I'm sure the speed looked fine. It was one of those reps that it felt a little heavy, but then I have to look at the reps. It just Probably looks like it bounced up like normal. I put that last set as a 5 reps in reserve, and it actually had me take a pretty aggressive jump up to this 165 or 365 in freedom units, but I think it said 164, but I think 165 is 363 pounds, so 365 is 166 or whatever, within the margin of error because it's a back squat. And when you're working with a relatively light percentage of what you can do, a pound here or there isn't really going to matter, especially when you do it for a double. But this one probably will feel harder, especially because I've been squatting the last couple days and training hard, so we'll see. I also feel like I might have a fart again, so if I fart during the squat, then you've been warned. Not safe for work warning. Why'd your YouTube channel get banned? I farted really loud during one of my squats. That one definitely felt heavier, but it didn't feel quite as bad, or it didn't feel too bad, I should say. So I'm going to bid it as a 4 and see if it bumps me up or keeps me there, but it was a good set. I'm doing these as a pretty short rest, so I'm not particularly worried about, apologize if you heard that, it's my phone ringing, or my Instagram, probably Instagram notification or something, but just 170 here. So again, I'm going to do it for a double. I have 3 more doubles to do, if you include this set that I haven't done yet. So I'm going to imagine that this will probably be where I stay. Based on that last, I lowered the RIR down 1. This one, probably lowered again. Unless magically it feels lighter, but usually when you add weight, that's not what happens. But another double here. That one was definitely harder, so we'll put that as a 3 RIR, and I'll probably keep me at that same weight. But feels like that's a good weight to be doing on this particular day. I took a little bit of a longer rest, so hopefully this set goes a little bit better and maybe bump up a little bit on the last one. But it's definitely got to feel better than that last set did. Otherwise, I'm just going to just do the last set here, but I got 2 more doubles. I left the wrist tape on. It's not doing anything at this point, just for the aesthetic, I suppose, but I already have it on, so I might as well leave it on. Thankfully, my wrists don't hurt from bag squats ever. Because most of the weights, I don't really hold it in my hands or in my wrists really hardly at all. Same weight here, hopefully for a faster double. Not really much faster, so we're going to keep the weight there. No worries. No worries. I want to push up a little bit, but it's just not going to be worth it because I'm just going to be out of positions and stuff. So we'll keep it here at the 170. Unfortunately, I looked at the clip of the last video of me doing that 170 double, and it looked fast enough to go up. So I put that one at a 4 RIR, and this makes 386 in pounds, so 175 kilos. And I threw that little pound plate on there to make it more precise, but really it's pretty much the same without that 1 pound plate, obviously. Last double here. This will be difficult, but Just got to keep the positions. I guess that's most of weightlifting, maintaining the positions. It's about as difficult as I expected, but we're going to get this weight unloaded and do some behind the neck push presses and see how those feel. So I haven't done those in a hot minute. And then some pulls. Then I'll be done. So I'm on to the behind the neck push presses now. Because they're going to be at 80 kilos, or the first set's going to be at 80, I'm just going to do a single here just to kind of practice the movement. But the goal of doing the behind the neck push presses is to make them a little bit easier and just for variation's sake, mostly. But as one of the options, I could do push press, strict press, or behind the neck press. I make sure to dip my head down a little bit so I'm not hitting the back of my skull. So this should be a set of 5. I don't know how difficult it will be. It's not a difficult movement, it's just different. So if this was regular push presses, 80 would be pretty light. But for behind the neck, it might just feel weird. And if it feels weird, then I'm not going to try to be aggressive with the RIR. But like I said, just a set of 5. Try to make sure my head's down a little bit. It's pretty easy. Microphone was in a weird spot. So I don't know. I guess it was fine there. I think just it was off to the side a little bit, but that was pretty easy. I think I'm going to keep it there though and say 3 RIR just to make it a little bit of a lighter day. And I don't know. That's just been kind of the theme today. Be a little bit more conservative. So I'm ready to train hard tomorrow. All right, so just a second set of 5. Nothing too crazy. But because I do have the sliders pushed up for pressing as well, to have that to be as frequently as the app allows, which is 6, I don't mind having some days where they're a bit lighter. But I like doing a lot of exercise on different days when I have the time. It's my preference for sure. Oh, last set of 5. Nothing too difficult, but last thing I have is pulls. Probably just going to end the video here as far as the mic'd up portion, and then just do the pulls and throw those at the end because they're just 2 sets of 4, so it won't be too much to talk about, but a little bit gas from those. Plus I've been talking a lot, so it always makes me sound more fat and out of shape than I actually hopefully am. But hopefully you enjoyed this mic'd up video, a little bit of context of what I'm doing in my training and my thoughts as I go about it, but a lighter session, so always bodes well for having the microphone on and talking and stuff. I'm not as worried about getting super hyped up and stuff. But yeah, probably continue to do these once a week with these, and have normal commentaries on the other ones, and then have one of these more drawn out ones to kind of dive a bit deeper as I see fit for things to talk about. But yeah, that's it for this video. I will talk to you all in the next one, and hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the pretty light pulls I have now. But Peace.